and welcome back to today's episode of Who's Gonna Save You Now, where superheroes duke it out with words instead of fists. If you're coming back to us, you know the routine, but for those of you who are just tuning in, let me explain the rules. We have our guest Rebecca, who is our damsel in distress. She will be asking a series of interview questions to the 3 superhero contestants who are hidden behind this barrier. It is Rebecca's job to pick the superhero who proves once and for all who to be best. So Rebecca, are you ready to choose your superhero?
I'm ready. Impress me.
Okay, contestants, you heard her.
Our first question. An elderly woman is trapped on the top floor of a burning building. How do you save her?
Well, everyone already knows I can fly, and pretty well if I say so myself. I'd have that elderly woman safely back on the ground before she could even recognize what was happening.
Well, that certainly sounds impressive. What does contestant 2 have to say?
Well, I could fly too, and I don't have to risk exposing the old woman to the elements. I would take my private vertical supersonic takeoff jet and get to the scene, pick her up, hover, allow me to pick her up and get her out to safety.
Wow, flashy. Now, contestant 3.
Well, I would call 911 and pray for the woman and pray for the rescuers as they're going to save her. Additionally, if she was in the hospital and needed medical attention, I would love to help, maybe prepare food for them.
In the time it would take you to unlock your iPhone, I would have Grandma safely on the ground.
I wasn't aware casseroles could treat third-degree burns and inhalation.
Order back there. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Our second question. I'm having a stressful day between all my responsibilities. Grocery shopping, car repairs, helping the kids with homework, caring for my sick aunt, and on top of it, my boss has given me a high-priority project, due today. Honestly, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle all of this. How do you help me out?
Well, I guess I could talk to your boss.
All right. Contestant 2.
A stern talking to.
Good try, the 2 of you, I suppose. But let's see what contestant number 3 has to say.
Well, if Rebecca is feeling stressed because of all her daily chores, I would like to share this verse with her. 1 Peter 4:10. Each of you should use your gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms. This verse reminds us that we all have gifts and skills given to us by God that we are to use to give Him glory. This means that no matter what you're doing, even if you're overwhelmed with a huge list of things to do, that all our actions are a reflection of God's grace.
Well put, I think, contestant 3. But let's move on to question number 3.
I had a fight with a family member I really care about. We set up a time and place to meet. I want to fix a relationship, but I'm scared of the difficult conversation that lies ahead.
Contestant 1, how would you save Rebecca?
I could fly Rebecca to her meeting, of course.
And then what?
Well, I guess I could get her out of the conversation if it goes south.
Fair enough. Contestant 2, what about you?
I plead no contest.
Excuse me?
Well, last fight my parents had with someone who disagreed with them was less than favorable. I pass.
Okay, sore spot. Let's move on. Contestant 3, how would you help?
Well, I would tell Rebecca that it's natural to be afraid before a difficult confrontation, but Jesus tells us to love one another. I would remind Rebecca of my favorite verse, which is 2 Timothy 1:7, which says, "For God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Before the conversation, I would pray with Rebecca for understanding between the 2 of them.
Wow. Okay, Rebecca, you've heard all the answers. So for our finale, what is your final decision? Which superhero do you choose? Who is the most powerful? Tell us, who's gonna save you now?
Well, I think if I didn't have any air miles to burn, contestant 1 would be a great choice. But there's not much in the way of support beyond the power of flight and throwing boats over hedges with super strength. And contestant number 2, you sound like you're laden with gadgets, but you're a bit broody.
My parents are dead.
Oh, well then it sounds like you could use some support of your own.
I think I know who you're gonna choose, Rebecca.
Really? Again? You know that costs money to fix.
Put it on my tab.
It's roof repairs. What do you
My
mean?
tab!
Well, this doesn't change much for me. I choose contestant number 3.
Well, Rebecca, I'm actually not contestant number 3, just as representative.
Well, you know, I didn't interpret the show's title like this originally.
All right, neither did we. But either way, it looks like Rebecca has decided on Almighty God. I'd say it's a bit of an upset, but I think that's the 3rd time this season. Thank you, Rebecca, for being willing to be on our show, and to our viewers for tuning in. Don't miss the next week's exciting episode, complete with a newly repaired roof.